Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the interviews of the European Livestock Voice. After quite a while, we're back, and we're back with some news and with some new collaborations. And we are starting today with our guest, Andrea Rosati, Dr. Andrea Rosati, the Secretary General of EAAP, the European Federation of Animal Production, so the zootechnics of Europe. And hello, Andrea. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Great, thanks. But I think you have such a CV that it's much better if you introduce yourself appropriately.
The CV is long because the age are long.
the experience, life and professional experience.
Well, I'm an animal scientist. I graduated in Italy, and as I'm Italian, and then I got a master and PhD in USA in animal genetics. I'd worked for practically 10 years in the Italian Animal Breeder Associations and in the research and technical department. And also then I became a general manager of the DNA lab, Italian DNA lab for animals. And since 20 years now, I'm managing the EAAP, the European Federation for Animal Science. I also been for more than 10 years, the Secretary General of the International Committee for Animal Recording, which is the worldwide organization giving standards in animal identification, animal production, and genetic evaluation of animals.
Oh,
and now it's about 20 years that I'm in EAP. So
only 20.
Only
and what is the EAP doing exactly? I mean, the role of this federation actually at the European and international level, because it's a European federation, but I see that your activities are global.
Global, yeah, that's right. You're right, Andrea. I mean, EAP is the continental organization of animal science, but also by statute, we also accept we have members in all Mediterranean basin, like Israel, Tunisia, and others. And but you also have members from all over the world. I mean, we have many animal scientists from North America, Oceania that are members. But the core business, of course, is Europe. And that's where we were created in 1949. So we are number 676 years of life. And yeah, we are the Animal Science Network. We have 6,400 individual members, which is practically almost everyone dealing with animal science in our continent. And we have 35 country members because it's a federation. Our paying members are the countries. And we have 35 country members, practically all European Union and other important countries like Switzerland, Norway, Israel, Turkey, and so on.
It's quite a huge network, actually, mostly of scientists, researchers, and basically, I was mentioning before that we are starting a kind of collaboration. I mean, European Livestock Voice and EAP with this interview, starting a partnership, let's say. So we are trying to help each other because you have this amazing scientific network and background of the people, and the European Livestock Voice is a communication, is an information project. And do you think that these two realities, so the EAP and ELV, can benefit from each other in these ways? And if yes, as I hope, how?
No, I do think so, and that's why I gladly accept the interview that you're doing to me, and we can easily cooperate, and we efficiently cooperate because you are doing something we don't do, like dissemination, and you know that you are the Livestock Voice for you in Europe, and something that the structure we don't have, and we are not even prepared for doing that. On the other side, we are a scientific network, so I think we can offer to you the possibility to talk about the true science facts about animals, about livestock. There is so much around, so many people talking without having too much scientific background. Sometimes we call them fake news. And an EAP can offer this, what is basic scientifically based in about livestock systems, animal science. And offering to European Livestock Voice is a good opportunity also for us to make the entire sector, including European Livestock Voice, EAP, and everyone else, stronger.
To get some visibility, I think, because I mean, European Livestock Voice can surely benefit from it because it's an information initiative, but always it must be always science-based. What we say, what we write, what we disseminate. So it's absolutely great to have behind people like you and a federation like EAP. And I think it's also, I hope it can be good for the EAP too, because it happened to me that sometimes, despite the organization of many and important events made by the EAP, I find sometimes people who don't know that. So I hope it can give you some visibility more, because as you say, sometimes you're not doing that, and EAP deserves seriously to get more visibility and attention. So I'm sure we can help each other.
No, I agree with you, Andrea. This is one of the weakness. We are not so much visible outside the animal scientist group. I mean, our network, we all know, everyone knows EAP. People come to our meetings. We have the largest animal science event in the world. Last year, we had a conference in Florence with 2,000 people. The year before was in Lyon, 2,200 people. This year, this summer is going to be in Innsbruck, Austria. We expect more or less the same amount of people, participants. So in the animal science network, we are very well known. We are the reference. But outside, we are not known. When you discuss about what is EAP, I don't mean with the lay people, the people in the street, as they used to say, but even in the agricultural policymakers, or sometimes even in the industries, we are not known as we should be.
Yeah, that's a pity, particularly if I think of the policymakers, because you're really producing now, seriously, for what I've seen so far, very interesting, objective,
a lot of
scientific material information. So absolutely good. And talking of which, besides the let's say the communication, or besides reaching the general public or the decision makers, which is already a challenge in my opinion, what are the main challenges for let's say that European animal sciences are facing, and how the EAP help to address them?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and it requires quite a long time. So I'll try to summarize, since I'm sure we don't have too much time. The animal science problems are reflecting the livestock production problems. So we are having issues about this kind of movements against animal production that is creating some economic problem to animal farming. And what EAP can do is to support animal farming to overcome this economic problem, to make them more efficient, even within the new rules that will have to be applied. And I'm talking about, for instance, about the environmental impact. So we are working hard to do research, to foster research, to disseminate research in diminishing the environmental impact of animal production. And we are discussing about animal welfare, something that everyone feels, someone more, someone less, but it's an ethical issue. And so we are doing the necessary research activities to be able to still produce with animal farming, and without creating, with the minimization of problems for animals. I mean, improving the animal welfare of animals.
No,
and these are a couple of sectors that we are really engaging recently, last year, a lot. Just for example, last year, just in connection with our annual meeting that I say was held in Florence, we had 2 days before a welfare workshop, a satellite workshop on welfare. And there were almost 300 scientists from all over Europe, specialized in animal welfare, came to this conference and discussed, and we fostered these activities because science is dissemination and networking and exchanging information. And if every scientist knows, if he continue to work on in his lab without talking with anyone else, he will never develop. Science is, exchanging information between scientists dealing with the same activities you are doing, but with a different approach in different environment. That's the only thing we can grow. And if we grow, we can offer better services to the industry and to the farmers.
And what about, because you're speaking about information, what about disinformation, misinformation? That's mostly our job. But I guess you're dealing with that too. So how you address these major problem at this historical moment.
Yeah, this creates trouble, and sometimes I must admit that my people, our members, don't give enough value to this problem, don't give enough weight, which is actually is a pity, because if you have this misinformation, then policymakers will diminish funds for animal science. Policymakers will make legislation against or diminishing the efficiency of animal production in Europe. So we have to produce the proper information, given a scientifically based fact, hopefully together with European Livestock Voice or whoever else can do this job, to support the sector and in some way indirectly supporting also ourselves, which is animal scientists. So this is one of our, the most important goal for the next years.
And what about the activities? Because now we have introduced a bit the whole federation vision, let's say, and what there is behind. But what are the activities, the main initiatives? So what are you doing concretely?
We are well known for the annual meeting of the EAAP in Europe, which is the European annual meeting in animal science. And every year is in a different country. We've been in 2 years ago in Porto, then in Lyon, last year in Florence, this year in Innsbruck, next year in Hamburg, then we go to Dublin, and 28 likely to Valencia in Spain.
Just confirming that it's European, because you are Italian, I'm Italian. The federation is based in Rome, the conference was in Florence, it's a coincidence.
Well, Andrea, no one knows why the federation is in Rome. I must admit, Rome is not the most important animal science area in Europe, not even in Italy. So, but I think no one is alive anymore when the EAP was created. I feel that it was because it was supported by FAO when in 1949 EAP was created. And FAO was just started. That time Europe was rebuilding the entire Europe after the war. And so I guess FAO was active also in the Western Europe. And so they decided to support Europe animal science with the creation of this federation. That's what I'm thinking, checking some old documents, but it's not proved. So I'm saying what is my feeling. Anyway, so yes, it's a European fact. It's not at all. Our president is Swiss, the vice president, one is from Iceland, one is from Belgium. So it's a European base. And what else? We do the annual meeting, and together with the annual meetings, we do also have several other workshops along the year. We have this year 5 workshops. We recently have one about insects. We will have another one in Krakow in early April for the Central Eastern European livestock systems. We will have one which on a new topic, which is on companion animals in mid of May in Milan. And then another even more interesting topic, which is about artificial intelligence applied to animal production and animal science, that will be held in Zurich, between 4 and 6 of June. Zurich is Switzerland. So that's the work. We do other workshops. Other things we do, we have 4 international journals, scientific journals of animal science, Animal Frontiers, that are the most famous ones. We also have a newsletter that goes every 2 weeks out and reach 9,000 people and is read every 2 weeks by more than 3,000 people, which is a big number if you consider the size of animal scientists in Europe and also around the world. And we also have activities for industries. We have industry workshops. We participate in EU projects. We have 5 or 6, I don't remember well, current EU projects, which EAP is active as for dissemination. So really a lot of activities we are doing.
Yeah, I see. Also, and also hot topics, let's say, because it's
yes,
they sound all pretty.
Let me say something, Andrea, because this is not clear to everyone. In the office, in Rome office, permanent people are not. We are not many, but I say, how can you do so much with so? The point is that we use voluntary jobs, voluntary people. So in the animal science, there is also about 150 people that give part of their time for EAP activities. So members of the study commissions, council members, members of the working groups, they have the responsibility to carry on a little part. So for us we have to, how to say, not manage is not the right word, I mean, to organize their activity so that they can offer their free time for EAP. Without the voluntary activities, EAP will not exist.
Yeah, because to organize a single event, I know that is already quite complex. To organize so many, I mean, you're a community basically. Yes.
It is a community.
But how can people? I mean, is people already inside of the network in some ways? I mean, how can somebody interested in these topics can engage?
Well, it's not difficult. First of all, we are looking for people with a willingness to support, and so it's if you say wanna support, the doors are open. You're very welcome. But the first thing to do is to become EAP individual member, which is for Europeans is for free. So if you want to become member, if you are not, you better become soon. Then it's for free because your country is paid already. You are resident in Germany, so the German animal science pay the fee for all German residents, and the same for others.
If you're in Italy, from Italy, okay.
From Italy, France, from France, Sweden, from Sweden. So that is one thing. Once you are inside, then we have application every year for members in the working groups and the study commissions and the councils. So there are applications, they are open. Every year we look for new people for every group. We have 12 study commission, that are backbone of EAP, the scientific backbone of EAP. We have 12 on different topics and different species. So if you are interested, let's say in animal genetics, there is a study commission on animal genetics, and every year there is a rotation of people, members of the study commission. So then you become active and also influential, because let's say next meeting you can give your idea, your view, your proposals for sessions to deal for the next annual meeting or next workshop.
Okay. And just one last thing, because it's getting interesting, but I don't want to keep you too long, and I'm sure we can speak to each other again later. But what are you giving also? I know that there are many researchers involved in the EAP work, but are you giving some particular opportunities to young researchers, of course, but also industrial professionals? Because I know that you have also this industry club. You're trying also to involve the expertise from industry. So what are the opportunities in this sense?
Yeah, two sectors, young scientists and industry. Let's begin with the industry. Yes, as you rightly say, Andrea, we have the Industry Club, which is a structure to host industry within EAP. I used to say this many times, but I want to repeat again for this audience, that I feel that 20, 30, 40 years ago, all the expertise of animal science was within the research institutes, within the universities. Now, little by little, there are more and more expertise belonging to the industries, which is not a diminishing situation for the research institute, the university, just an addition. So there is a lot of scientists that work for industries, and not including this in EAP, we will have as EAP a problem of not including all potential animal scientists. So leaving something outside, which is not good, and we don't want that. Also, in addition to that, people working in the scientists working in the industry have a different perspective of some issues, some problems. And I think the mixture of two good scientists with different perspectives is a great mixture. So we can grow in that way. So we facilitate the participation of industry technicians. They can come as a standalone, as a scientist from the industry X, or they can come as an industry club, joining EAP as industry club, but then the doors are even more open to participate to our activities.
Which is not a sponsorship.
No,
very
it's not
far from this.
It's just joining us and participate to our activities practically for free. So it's just because we want to have them on board. That's it. So if people are interested in industry club, go to our website, check something, and then contact me. If I'm be very happy to give more information. Going to the young people. This is a strategy we are doing since 10, 15 years, maybe more than 10 years, 15 years at least. We create a young club. Now, hundreds of young people. We think EAP decided if you are younger than 38, you are young. So that's quite a long time, but we consider that people have finished their PhD a little bit late. So everyone younger than 38 can join this young club, and we have our activities for that. We have members of the young club. They should be in the study commissions. Every study commission should have at least one member of the young club. Often they have 2, 3, 4. And then during the annual meeting, we have young club meetings. The young people meet together, check, making their own network, which is very important because they create a network for their future careers. And in addition to that, we have scholarships. We offer every year at least 20 scholarships to young scientists. The president of the young club joined the council meetings. So in the decision, the most important decision level, no, the most important is the General Assembly, but the one where most of the activities are done in the decision level for EAP. So there is a lot to do for young scientists within EAP. And we also organize speed dating with industries every year. You know, there's speed dating in young scientists on one side, industry on the other side, to see if there is a possibility to communicate and maybe getting a position in some of these industries. So that's what we do for a young club. But again, there's so many things that we can talk forever. But
yeah, that's why. Yeah, we do. It's a bit difficult because deepening what the EAP is doing, it was hard also to select a couple of things to talk about today. But as I say, so I leave you now because I know you're a very busy man. You're confirming that with all the things you're doing and organizing. Thank you for your time. We'll hear each other another time for sure. We can speak about other initiatives, activities of the EAP, but also the European Livestock Voice, of course. And I hope, and I guess it will be the beginning of a long path that we can walk together through in these difficult times. So
thanks to you, Andrea, and thanks to European Livestock Voice. And thank you for the interesting questions. And I'm really looking forward to cooperating with the European Livestock Voice. And this is, I guess, as we say already during our discussion, is a mutual beneficial. So it's.
So see you soon again. Absolutely. Thank you again.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.